Howdy dowdy. Alright. Water, ice, fire, earth, wind. Oh, wait a minute, I added one. Oh, ice, water, earth, ice, water, earth, air, and fire. These are the elements that comprise our planet. Together, they bring life. The dinosaurs, their birth, and their decimation. The ocean, bacteria, which then evolved into fish, then lizards, then monkeys, and finally man. And man smash rock. Man discover fire. Man build house, first out of dirt and poopy, then wood, then brick, and marble. So many goddamn houses are like 90% marble. It's ugly, it's boring, and it's generic. Do something different, alright? Enough marble. Man living the life, you know? But men want more. Men want war. Empires arise, but inevitably fall.
We have taken objective apples.
War ravages the land, but one day, men grow tired of war. Well, kinda, not really. I mean, it's still pretty prevalent. But man creates machina of steam. For long, electricity is made in a lab. Light bulbs, telephones, televisions. Not good enough, man say. Man demands instantaneous carrier pigeon. Man creates the internet.
I will peel the flesh from your bones. I'm Bonzi Buddy.
During this time, man make video game. Pong.
There is a clear, unequivocal link between violent video games, violent behavior.
Mario, Halo.
You were the chosen one!
Custer's Revenge, probably for the best that one's been lost to time. Probably don't bring that up. But man lazy. Man need to go down to the gosh darn arcade to play video game. Man don't want to do that. Man's feet hurt.
Oh, botched.
So man make arcade game at home. Nintendos, PlayStations, Xbox owns. One day, on May 22nd, 2012, the year the world was supposed to end, and look where we are today, 12 years later. Japanese company, Capcom, releases Dragon's Dogma. It gets reviews, it didn't do super great. So no one plays it because it looks weird and hard, and it is. But in the coming years, a boy would grow into a man. Hardly. That boy man would purchase the 2013 re-release title Dragon's Dogma: Dark Arisen. He would play it, he would love it,
It's great!
and he would get the platinum trophy for it. So that was just a really roundabout way of saying I got the platinum trophy for Dragon's Dogma. Chances are you've heard of this game, but that's likely because of the sequel that recently came out, and you probably have a negative opinion of the game. Fair enough. Didn't exactly release in the best state. Is it good now? Who knows? Not me, because it takes me like months to get these videos out. With that being said, if you don't know a whole lot about this game, it's a fantasy RPG developed by Capcom. It's quite different to Dark Souls, but both games do share some similarities, such as a dark fantasy setting with big giant monsters that you have to fight. Both games are heavily inspired by Berserk, and that's about it. Just like Dark Souls, 1-to-1, same game, they should sue each other in a court of law. In this game, you play as the Arisen, someone who has to fight and kill a dragon because the scumbag stole your heart, and I mean that literally, not in a romantic sense, although goodness gracious, with a voice like that, he has my heart. Arisen. That is the general gist though. The dragon, his name is Grigori, not Gregory, don't get that mixed up, steals your heart, and now you have to go get it back. Being the Arisen does come with a few perks though. For one, you're practically immortal. The Arisen can't die of old age, can't get sick, and honestly that's about it. The Arisen can still get stabbed, crushed, burned alive, pushed off a cliff, fall down the stairs, get shot, hit by a car, victim of a plane crash, botched Brazilian butt lift, Chernobyl disaster. The main appeal of being the Arisen is having pawns. P-A-W-N-S, like chess, not the other one, you sick freak. These are, I don't really know what they are, to be honest. They act like your companions, similar to a Dragon Age or a Baldur's Gate, except that's all they are. They aren't actual people. They're essentially androids designed to do your bidding, and they come from a place called the Rift. There's a lot more to them than that, but I'll probably leave that for later. One of Dragon's Dogma's uniquities, whatever, is how the game handles the class system, or rather vocations as they're known as in this game. Rather than picking a class at the beginning of the game and sticking with it till the end of the game, the vocations in Dragon's Dogma are designed to be swapped out. As an example, upon starting the game you have a choice of 3 vocations: Fighter, Strider, and Mage. You may pick the Fighter to start off, but if you'd like you can change from Fighter to Strider. This is a completely different playstyle. You also level up your vocation as you use it. This will unlock skills for that specific vocations, but you will also unlock augments that you can use across all vocations. But hey, who cares about any of that? Not you, because you're here to watch me get the platinum trophy. So let's go over those gosh darn trophies. I have already finished this game once before, which got me about half of the game's 60 trophies, but don't fret ye, because most of those trophies were, just story related stuff, or at least, pretty easy to get. So don't worry, there's gonna be plenty of annoying shit later on.
You are the worst. You suck. You're such a shit character.
There's a lot of pretty easy trophies I don't have yet because, while they may be easy, they do take a lot of time to get. There's stuff like the Veteran, for killing 3,000 enemies, another one of these. Another trophy that isn't really hard, but I do have to make a conscious decision to work on it over time, is the Captain. The description for this trophy is really vague. Enlisted a large number of pawns. Okay, how many? Turns out it's 75. The Laborer is unlocked by completing 50 notice board quests. Throughout Dragon's Dogma there are a couple of notice boards placed in a few of the settlements, and from time to time they will have requests that you will need to fulfill. Probably the hardest and most stressful trophy in this game is the Hero. To get this you have to complete every non-notice board quest. These include main quests and side quests you start by actually talking to someone with like a green marker above their head. The reason why this is one of the hardest trophies in the game is because it is so incredibly easy to miss a side quest. Many of them have hidden fail states that you don't know about, but hey, at least that can be somewhat remedied by making frequent saves. Except you can't, because Dragon's Dogma came out in that primetime era where just for some reason developers just wouldn't let you manually save. Oh man, I really butchered that. So if I mess one thing up, the run's a wash, and I can't get the trophy anymore. There is one trophy for beating the game on hard mode called the Hardened Veteran. There's also the Ever-Turning Wheel for completing the game a second time, and the Sprinter for completing the game in speedrun mode. Oh nuts, you gotta bloody speedrun this game, nah. You just have to beat the game in this mode. You don't have to do it under a certain time or anything. I honestly don't get why this is a trophy. There are 2 trophies unlocked for reaching a certain level. The first is 100 for getting to level 200, and then level 200 for getting to level 100. I'm just kidding, a prank. Yeah, that wasn't funny. Cut that, don't put that in. A large chunk of Dragon's Dogma's trophies are also unlocked by slaying certain monsters. Most of these can either be found in the endgame or in the DLC expansion Bitterblack Isle, but that's about it really. There are a few more trophies, but same old, same old. I'll just mention them when I get them. First thing to do upon starting a new game was to create my character. I thought long and hard, just like my Willy, about who I would create. For my first playthrough I wanted to make my Arisen look like Patrick Bateman because that's really funny. Luckily I didn't have to go in blind because someone else had that exact same idea, having already posted a tutorial on Reddit, so I just followed that.
Impressive. Very nice.
After fighting the dragon and getting my heart ripped out, I headed to the encampment. After fighting a Cyclops, I finally got to create my pawn. I was gonna do Anton Chigurh, A, because I like No Country for Old Men, it's a good movie, it's one of my favorites, and B, because he's also a psychotic freak, and I like themes. But I don't know, at some point I decided not to do that, and I instead tried to make Ryan Gosling. Not from any specific movie, I mean mostly based off Drive, but yeah, not anything specific. So the pawn system, how does that work? It's pretty simple really. Instead of having companions that have been, created by the developers with, different voice actors, personalities, skill sets, actual written characters, each pawn is made by another player and their pawn gets uploaded to the Rift, including your own.
Is that Gandalf? Get Gandalf! Of course I'm taking Gandalf. It looks like shit though. That Balrog really fucking did a number on you, bro.
The way it works is you can hire another player's pawn to help you in your game, and if you hire a pawn or your pawn gets hired by another player, it will actually gain knowledge of both enemies and quests. It's very cool stuff, especially for a game that came out in 2012. After birthing my baby boy Ryan Gosling, I had to fight a Hydra, which is, pretty cool. Unfortunately, immediately after fighting the Hydra, you're then forced to do a really boring escort quest.
Oh, what?
Now you have to transport the severed Hydra head to the city of Grand Soren, which is your main hub in this game. Why did I sound like I was about to cry? It's where you'll find most of the game's quests, and you can, buy weapons and armor from a guy named Caxton, as well as like some other garbage from some other people. I don't know, who cares? After this point, I just began playing the game as I normally would, but, making sure to hire new pawns every so often.
The fuck is that?
A few other things.
You fucking bitch! Come on guys, get him! Beat him up! Okay, well I've just kidnapped myself. This is terrific. Ah!
Fatality.
This eventually led to my first trophy, the Philanthropist. This is unlocked by gifting 50 items to the game's NPCs. Every once in a while, I'll just walk up to a random person and just give them whatever trash that was in my inventory that I didn't want.
You want another fish? Oh! Finally, first trophy, look at that. Took long enough. Give a fish to a witch.
You can romance a number of NPCs in this game, however, it's not a very fleshed out system. Gifting NPCs items is what raises their affinity with you, and whoever has the highest affinity with you is chosen at the end of the game to become your beloved. All it really does is just change a few cutscenes at the end of the game, and chances are, the person you want to bang, like Mercedes in my case, won't actually be your beloved. Instead, it'll be Greggy, some random dude you asked for directions one time. The next trophy I got was the Patron. This is for helping Madeline open up her shop. It's super easy, all that's required is to just complete the quest Chasing Shadows, then go to her shop after completing the quest and talk to her and boom, you got it.
I got a trophy!
Not quite my tempo.
After that, I unlocked the Laborer. You get this by completing 50 notice board quests. Not a hard trophy, but really boring. Throughout the game, you'll come across a few notice boards, and each of these have a whole bunch of side quests. The vast majority of these are pretty boring and not particularly fun.
Reynolds. Oh my god, there he is. What's the fucking mist coming off your head? You fucking smoke a couple darts before you come in here, you fucking prick.
Some of them are alright, like killing 3 chimeras or something like that. However, other ones are like kill 50 rabbits. Not hard, but I also don't want to kill the rabbits, George. I got the Veteran next for killing 3,000 enemies. By this point, I was nearing the end of the game. I was finally at the point where I had to go beat up Grigori and get my money back. This is also the point when I found out who my beloved was. Throughout the game, I really wanted to bang Mercedes. So I was quite surprised when I had discovered who Grigori had actually chosen.
What the fuck? That's Caxton.
The master works all, you can't go wrong.
After that horrifying turn of events, you finally get to fight Grigori, which is absolutely fantastic. It starts with Grigori chasing the Arisen across a bridge, which Temple Run shamelessly stole a year prior, by the way. Then it gets even cooler, as later on you're climbing across his back while he's in flight, which is oh my goodness. Which is statistically safer than a Boeing flight. Then he crashes in a huge arena, and after that, it kind of just becomes a lot of slashing at his feet, to be honest, which is, really the least fun part of the whole fight. Eventually, after taking Grigori's lunch money, he concedes defeat, gives you back your heart, and gets snapped out of existence. After Grigori dies, the world changes quite drastically. Ash starts falling from the sky, and now there's a green tint which makes the game darker and somehow uglier. A giant sinkhole has opened up in Grand Soren, swallowing a large chunk of the city. But the most important difference is the appearance of new monsters. This led to me getting another 2 trophies, the first of which was Heads Hunter for finally killing the Hydra. The Hydra can be found in the Shadow Fort, It's behind a big gate that you can't access until this point. It's a pretty solid boss overall. You can jump onto one of its many heads and, you know, it'll fling you around and stuff, which is, you know, good stuff.
Ooh, there goes one of. I'm being eaten. What the fuck? Get me out of your mouth. I've just been fucking bored. How do I escape? I'm actually gonna get swallowed. I'm getting further. I'm actually gonna get fucking swallowed. I'm so close to death. Now one of them's dead. Come on, you fucking schmuck. Yes, cut its head off. Right there. Come on. I'm so close. Holy shit, I'm alive. Holy fuck, I can't believe I almost just got bored. Oh my god, I'm in its mouth again.
And, you know, upon killing the Hydra, you know, the trophy popped.
Oh, and I got head tunnel. Look at that.
The second trophy I got was Serpent's Bane. This is unlocked by defeating a what? This is unlocked by defeating a Drake, Worm, and Wyvern. This really isn't hard at all. Each monster can be found pretty easily, and since I had, you know, really good endgame gear by this point, they went down harder than Ted Bennick. And then the final trophy I got during my first playthrough was Servitude. This was the last trophy I needed related to one of the endings. What you have to do is, after collecting the 20 wake stones in the Everfold, don't worry about it, when you fight the Seneschal, who's basically Dragon's Dogma's version of God, instead of throttling him, let him beat you up, and then once you die, a cutscene will play where you have now been reborn as a new dragon.
Let's go. Come on. Look at that. Servitude. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
And then after that, I reloaded the save, beat the Seneschal a couple times. He begged me to kill him, which I happily granted his request a little too eagerly, I gotta admit. And now I'm the Seneschal. Now I wield the power of the universe, which really isn't that much. No wonder he wanted to die, because this shit is boring. You kind of just hang out with your pawn, and I use the term hangout very loosely. There is a throne you can sit on, and upon doing so you will transport it to either Cassidus, your hometown, or Grand Soren. There's not really a whole lot to do here either. The most fun thing is picking people up and throwing them off a bridge.
What?
Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot to do, except to just start a new game. But you may be wondering, how the heck do you do that? How the heck do you start a new game plus? Well, you see, it's quite simple. Take the God's Bane blade that you would have gotten a while ago, equip it, and then stab yourself in the chest with it. This kills you, but it also sends you back in time, I think, or to an alternate universe. One of them. I don't really know what's going on. But don't worry about it. That's how you start a new game plus. So, for my second playthrough of Dragon's Dogma, I wanted to go for the big one. My white whale, if you will. The hero, unlocked by completing every non-notice board quest, a terrifying trophy, solely due to the fact that this game has one save slot. So if I do something that causes the game to autosave, which it does constantly, but I miss a quest at some point, then I have to start an entire new playthrough. This playthrough was also done on hard mode to, get the hardened veteran. Hard mode doesn't really change that much. I believe the only negative is that enemies do more damage. Aside from that, it's honestly probably better than normal and easy mode because you make way more money and you get way more XP. So hard mode really isn't that bad. This time I was going to play as Frank Reynolds with my pawn being Charlie Kelly. After getting beat up by the dragon, there were 3 immediate side quests I had to complete in Cassidus, or else they're gone forever. The first was Lost Faith, in which I had to find a book for this bozo, Clement. The book is actually found on a nearby rooftop, but I couldn't remember which one. So instead of looking up a guide, I just grabbed the book from storage because I already found it in a previous playthrough and I just gave that to him.
Yep. $300, hell yeah, look at that, that's nothing.
The next quest was Grim Tidings. Pretty simple, all you have to do is just tell some guy that his missing brother was killed in the dragon attack.
Hey, your brother's dead.
What? Cortez is found?
No, he's not.
After that, I completed Floral Delivery. A lot of people got injured during the dragon attack, so for this quest I had to go out looking for a bunch of medicinal flowers. I ran around Cassidus looking for the right plants, but after about 30 seconds it dawned on me, I don't have to do this. I already had like 1,000 flowers in storage.
Sunbright, look at that. I have 96.
So I just grabbed them all, and then I just gave them to the lady. But now I could finally leave Cassidus and head to the encampment. I completed a few more main quests there as well as the side quest Strength in Numbers. This quest pretty much acts like a tutorial for the pawn system. It's just a bunch of like destroying stuff. Now normally I would go and I would talk to Mercedes directly after beating these quests to continue the story.
You wanna make my cock explode now?
Don't do that. Instead, go back to Cassidus and complete the quests Deep Trouble and Guard Duty.
You see his little bald head in the corner.
The first one I did was Guard Duty, where I have to protect Madeline as she very slowly travels from Cassidus to the encampment. It's not very good. Then I went back to Cassidus to complete Deep Trouble. For this I had to go down into the sewers and fight 4 radical mutants and a Chinese rat. Next I went back to the encampment and fought the Hydra, and then I immediately turned around and went back to Cassidus. Here I completed one quest and started another. The first quest was an uninvited guest. You see, there is a thief in Cassidus who has been breaking into some stores during the night and stealing a bunch of fish probably. I mean, what else do they have? I mean, it's a fishing village. All they have is fish. They spend their days fishing, they eat fish, they drink fish, they fucking live in fish, they sell fish, they smell like fish. It's Fishtopia. The residents have asked you to catch them. Sounds simple enough, but holy cannoli, it is not. You see, Dragon's Dogma is a very unique game in that it allows you to pick up any NPC in the game. So this meant that I had to quite literally catch them with my own bare hands. The only issue is that I'm hunting Barry Allen.
My name is Barry Allen. I am the fastest man alive.
That is a bad show. It went for like 9 seasons. I only watched 3, and then by the 3rd one I was like, this is very good. This guy is so fast and he turns on a dime, like he'll just snap. There's also the most stressful music I've ever heard in my entire life blasting in my ears this entire time as this guy's zipping around all over the place. When I finally found him, he legitimately jump scared me. It spooked me. Eventually I got kind of lucky and I managed to break his AI, so they kept just running in like a straight line back and forth, and I managed to grab him and complete the quest.
Yes! You bitch! I got you. You're dead. I'm gonna kill you.
The other quest I completed is one called Lost and Found. For this I had to go and find Kina, who's gone missing. As it turns out, Kina is actually A-OK. All you have to do is escort her through the Witchwood so she can speak to said witch of said fucking goddamn it. Why do I write like this? Why do I write tongue twisters? All you have to do is escort her through the Witchwood so she can speak to the witch of said woods. This is where you meet Celine. She'll be back again later for a few more quests. It's like one quest, but don't worry about it. Now I could finally continue on with the main story by transporting the Hydra head to Grand Siren. This immediately led into Lure of the Abyss, in which you must go hop on a little adventure down into the Everfold to retrieve the Port Crystal. I picked up a few more side quests, the first being a troublesome tome. For this quest you have to find an item called Salamet's Grimoire for a guy named Stefan. The grimoire can be found at the ruins of Ernst Castle. However, the castle is home to bandits. Now normally I could just go in, kill them all and get the book and turn in the quest. But the thing is that these bandits have a quest of their own that I needed to complete first in order to win their trust. No honor among thieves is a rather interesting quest because there are 2 ways of completing it. The first is to either kill 10 members of an opposing bandit clan, which is a bunch of women, yuck. However, if I do this, it locks me out of completing their quest further down the line. So my other and really only option was to go back to Cassidus and tell the bandit that I captured during an uninvited guest, who's just walking around freely, by the way, like they didn't lock him up or anything, he's just like walking in the streets. I found him outside the church, to rejoin his bandit clan. I think the idea is that like he'll be murdered by them, and then that's like why you wouldn't want to do it, but then it's like nothing happens, nothing bad happens to the guy. They just let him back in. They're like, you're on thin ice, buddy, but come on back, mate. But anyway, now that I had earned their trust, I grabbed Salamet's Grimoire and turned in the quest.
There you go.
Heading back to Grand Siren, I completed a few more quests like Reaper's Scorn. Then the other quest I completed was Land of Opportunity for Fornival.
Fornival, you sexy beast.
The ugliest man I have ever seen. For this quest, I had to evict a family, which is, good, and that's, good stuff, real fun, especially in today's climate. There's not really a whole lot to it. All I had to do was convince the owners that they should leave and become homeless, which, I mean, they really don't fight back at all. Obviously, the little boy who's in the family doesn't want to get evicted.
Just gonna stand there.
So you have to like hunt that little scumbag down, but it's not really that hard. He's just like on a roof. So after completing Land of Opportunity, you then are rewarded with the greatest thing ever, another quest. Not only is it another quest, but it's the worst quest in the game, Escort Duty. For this quest, you have to escort Fornival's rat of a daughter, Simone, around Grand Siren. This little ghoul moves at 1 kilometer a month.
Oh my god, this is so boring. What? Why did they put this in the game, man?
Not only do you have to slowly escort her around the city, but you also have to play hide and seek with her. You also have to give her a little drink. You have to like give her a sippy of water. It's
You want a drinky? There you go. Have you fucking binky, you big baby.
And then you also have to race her. Awful quest, awful character, hate her haircut. She looks like a fucking boner. Chasing Shadows is another quest where you have to follow someone.
What?
Did Ubisoft make this game?
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Then there were 4 main quests that I needed to complete, those being a fortress besieged.
Holy shit, I shot his thing out of the air. That was awesome.
For this quest, I had been tasked with taking back the Shadow Fort, as I mentioned earlier. Play it again. Next was Seeking Salvation, where I had to track down a cult in the catacombs, fighting a bunch of undead along the way, because of course this game has zombies in it. After fighting my way through the catacombs, I completed the Water God's Altar. For this, you have to find out what happened to a bunch of bros who went on an expedition. Bad news, they're all dead. Torn limb from limb, shit is brutal. But that leads me to my final quest, the Cipher. All this is, you just have to give a guy a tablet, and then he's like, alright, that's it. Yeah, I have more written, but it's like, that's all it is. After completing these 4 quests, I hit my first point of no return, but there were still a few more quests I had to complete. First was Deeper Trouble, which is a sequel to the hit Deep Trouble from earlier. The other quest, which is also found in Cassidy's, is Dying of Curiosity. To complete this quest, I must rescue my buddy, Valmiro, 3 times. The first time he can be found on the beach just outside of Cassidy's. Somehow he's almost dead, but after giving him some healing items, he goes off on his own adventure, down the street before he passes out again. His second location is just outside the encampment.
Oh, he's right there.
I gave him a few more items and then he was off again to find his own way in life before passing out again right in front of the Witchwood. I did the same as before, but now, like many young adults, Valmira gives up on his dreams and moves back in with his parents. The final quest I completed before moving on was of Merchants and Monsters. For this quest I had to head down into the ancient quarry. Outside of the quarry a merchant can be found. He tasked me with clearing the mine of any monsters. Inside 2 ogres can be found. After killing the ogres, I opened up the passage through the cave and completed the quest.
There you go, another quest completed. Alright, that was unnecessary.
After turning in the Worm Hunt quest, I met the Duke of Granzus, a guy named Sir, or well, it would be Duke Edmund's Dragon's Banes. Fucking, he's a dickhead, don't worry about it.
No!
After meeting the Duke, what I sound like I was about to, what? After meeting the Duke, I immediately began trying to cuck him. You see, there's a quest line where you have to bang his wife, Eleanor. And to begin it, you have to walk up to her in this one very specific part of the game and exhaust all of her dialogue options. I accepted another 2 quests from a guy named Aldous, Griffin's Bane, as well as Trials and Tribulations. For Griffin's Bane, I had to go out with a bunch of dudes. Probably could have worded that better. I had to go out with a bunch of my bros and pound this Griffin into the dirt.
Oh, right there. Oh, they already killed it.
For Trials and Tribulations, Fornival has been put on trial for his crimes against the state. It is up to you, the Arisen, to prove him either innocent or guilty. For some reason, much like OJ, this dude is absolutely guilty. Allegedly. I mean, he's dead, I don't think it matters, but I don't want his like ghost to come back and slice my neck. However, Fornival sells pretty good stuff, and there's absolutely no worthwhile reason to prove him guilty, so after procuring a bunch of evidence, both legitimate and most of it not, Fornival is found not guilty.
What a sick joke! You got that idiot at the copy shop to lie for it? You think this is bad? This chicanery? He defecated through a sunroof!
By the Fountain in Grand Siren, you can overhear a conversation between some NPCs plotting to kill Celine, the witch. This begins the quest Witch Hunt. Traveling through the Witchwood, once again, a whole bunch of rapscallions are trying to break into Celine's place of residence to presumably burn her alive. None of that really matters though, because at the first sign of trouble, they all run. Which is like, alright. After defeating the golem, it turns out Celine isn't even home. Celine can be found crying over some old bat's grave, but after she finishes yapping on for like an hour, I complete the quest Witch Hunt. However, I was not done in Ash Lake just yet, because there were another 2 quests I had to complete. The first was Metal Against Metal. Down in this area of the Witchwood, a metal golem can be found. This is a supposedly tougher variant of the golem. Golems can only be defeated by destroying each of the magic amulets on their body. The difference with a metal golem is that their amulets have been separated from their body, meaning you have to actually go find them. But honestly, this really doesn't make the metal golem harder, so I killed it pretty easily. The other quest is the Dragon's Tongue. Nearby Selene, an ancient tablet can be found. Giving this tablet to the Dragon Forge, he'll say some garbage, and then the tablet will turn into a ring, and then you get the ring, and then I'm pretty sure if you give the ring to like someone, it makes them your beloved. But it's like I never used it because I was like, cool ring, and then I threw it away. Farewell Valmiro is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. In Cassidus, Valmiro can be found moping around all sad and shit. He's grown tired of the village life and wants to build a boat and sail away. He gave me a shopping list of items that I immediately turned in because I already had everything. And then a cutscene plays out and he goes away forever and you never see him again unless he's your beloved.
Oh, ow.
While in Cassidus, I began another quest called An Innocent Man.
This is Democracy Manifest.
Some gardener working for the Duke got arrested for some reason. I don't really know why. It could have been an actual crime.
Get your hand off my penis!
And his son wants me to bust him out. But oh yeah, that's right. I'm doing a prison break. Prison break? I'm doing a prison break, bitch. The plan was simple, but it required an expert to execute it flawlessly. Well, good thing I'm the best in the whole gosh darn business. Step 1. Enter the Duke's domain under the guise of important business. Step 2. Frantically run through the halls, being careful not to arouse any suspicion until I find the J-O, spelled with a G. Step 3. Sneak past the guards. Not hard. Step 4. Locate the prisoner. Step 5. Open the prisoner's cell door. Step 6. Be surprised by his fucking weird voice. What is that, mate?
You're a father? What the hell? Alright. Let's go, brother. Escape is at hand.
Step 7. Get Juggernaut. Step 7. Leave through a massive hole on a different cell's wall. Kinda seems like a security risk, but whatever. Step 8. Fight the spiders, rats, and snakes that are in the sewers for some reason. Step 9. Reunite the father with his boy, voiced by Spider-Man.
I heard tell the Arisen made for the capital.
That's Spider-Man!
Step 10. Be forced to listen to them what? Step 10. Be forced to listen to them chat for way too long. Step 11. Get confused because the quest doesn't end. Step 12. Finally it ends.
Yeah, there it is.
Step 13. Profit. Next up was the Conspirators. This is started by speaking to Fettel. Fettel wants you to retrieve a missing confidential letter that he believes may have been stolen. The letter can be found in Soulflare Canyon, one of the most annoying areas in all of Dragon's Dogma.
Oh!
After retrieving the letter, while taking it back to Fettel, a cutscene will trigger where a guard will offer to buy the letter off you. You can either sell it to him or return it to Fettel, or, now don't tell anyone I told you this, but you can go down to a little store hidden away in a back alley called the Black Cat Inn. Speak to the shop owner there and he'll make a perfect forgery of the letter. Now return to the soldier, give him either one of the letters, doesn't matter, get paid a lot of money, then find Fettel, give him the other letter, and boom, look at that, double money. Gonna bloody go down to the bloody Crown Casino, mate, gonna bloody play the pokies, bloody lose everything, mate. Ain't that the Australian way? #1 gambling in the world. After that, I went on a little adventure into the woods to the Abbey. Here I spoke to Kino and got a quest from her called Talent in Bloom. All you have to do is deliver an item called the Blessed Flower to literally anyone. Really, it isn't a tough quest in any way.
Alright. That's a boring quest. Why is it in the game?
Continuing Eleanor's questline from earlier, I began the quest Arousing Suspicion. For this I had to go to Eleanor's chambers because she wanted to go see me for some reason. I don't know why, I met her in the garden once. She goes on about how the Duke is like kind of a dick before he very conveniently busts in and starts strangling her. I intervene because if you don't, she like actually dies and then it like locks me out of a future quest. Obviously, the Duke is a little shocked and taken aback by the literal other man in his wife's bedroom. Fair enough. So he sends me to prison.
I'm so small.
I then get tortured a little bit. After waking up in my cell, I realize something. Now I need to break out. And you may be thinking, oh, that's gonna be cool, right? No, it's not. The game just gives you a couple keys to your cell. And I got out. Alright. For this next quest, I had run into a bit of an issue. I, along with my pawn, were both hanging a couple of hogs.
Get out of the shop.
Now you see, this is an issue because the next quest I completed was Thick as Thieves. In order to obtain this quest, I had to travel to the ruins of Heavenspeak Fort. The thing is, this fort has been overrun by something truly horrible, for this godforsaken place was infested by Swifties.
Salutary kiss and greeting to your neighbor.
Swifties are of course known for their clear heads and very rational thinking skills, so they will kill any man on sight to protect their idol. This meant I would need a disguise.
Get the fuck out of the shot.
Heading down to the Black Cat Inn once again, I picked up 2 sets of ladies' garb. On equipping the dresses, I did get the trophy of Queen's Regalia for dressing a male character in women's clothing. When I arrived at the fort, I spoke to their leader, Ufus. You see, I had to be very careful what I said here, or else she may realize something is up, and I am in fact not a Swiftie.
You've got a shine to your eye. Let's have a proper look at you.
Period blood, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
So much like the other bandit quest from earlier, I can either go to their place and pull a Revenge of the Sith, or I could feed Ufus's pet Cyclops. I chose the Cyclops because I didn't really want to slaughter my bros from earlier, and also the Cyclops is like, it's next door, it's really close.
You shut the fuck up! I'm gonna kick your fucking ass! Why don't you try it, asshole?
I completed a few more side quests with really not a whole lot to say.
Bullsack, there he is, he's back.
I pretty much skipped the entire quest, A Worm King's Ring. For this oldest task with retrieving a magic ring for the Duke, normally what you're supposed to do is hunt down this one guy a few times and then beat him in a fight where he'll drop the ring and then he'd pick it up and then he'd give the ring to the Duke, and then that's how you complete the quest. What you can also do is make a forgery of the ring and then turn the forgery in, and then that still completes the quest, and then you get to keep the good ring. So it's like, yeah, just do that. After that, I completed Pride Before a Fall. I'm not gonna go into detail in this one because all it is just 2 people yelling at each other, and I'd have to recount a bunch of the story to do that, and I don't wanna. So after those 2, I completed Bad Business. For this quest, you have to help Madeline escape from Grand Siren. She can be found near the sewers, and after like listening to her talk, say some garbage, who cares? The quest is finished.
And bad business.
By this point, I had just one last side quest, Duchess in Distress. After that whole kerfuffle with the Duke and Eleanor, the Duke has her locked up in a separate castle, and he's like probably gonna kill her. I use a disguise to sneak inside and unlock another trophy, Into the Manse, for getting into the Blighted Manse. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I find Eleanor and kill just a whole bunch of dudes, like a lot of guards.
They are not good at their jobs. Come on, my guy.
After all that, I escape with Eleanor, giving her to some other people. She's their problem now, I'm done. And I finally got the hero.
Oh! I didn't think it was gonna pop then. Yes! I was so scared that was going to be way worse. What? I thought you had to finish the game.
What appears to be the case here is a classic did not read the rules situation. I thought that I would have to complete each individual quest in one single playthrough, and that includes all the main quests and stuff. Turns out that's not true. All you have to do is complete each quest at some point. A little thick-headed, but hey, I had it. I mean, who cares? I could continue on with the game to fight Grigori, you know, do all that stuff, but I still had the entirety of Bitterblack Isle to complete. So instead, I did that.
Hey, come on over, have some fun with Crazy Taxi!
Bitterblack Isle has the Arisen traversing the mysterious and haunting halls of Bitterblack Isle. The DLC is pretty good. It's got loads of new monsters.
Oh, holy shit, she got throttled.
A few bosses. It has the best gear in the game, which is unfortunately unlocked by gambling. Whose stupid idea was that? Bitterblack Isle, or BBI, is how I'll refer to it. I don't like referring to it as that, because I think it sounds stupid, but that's how I'm going to say it, because I don't want to say Bitterblack Isle 1,000 times, alright? BBI also has a story to go along with it, but just like in the main game, I have no clue what's going on. In order to complete the DLC, I have to defeat the final boss, Damon.
No, don't you. Oh, that looked kind of bad. That looked kind of stupid looking. He kind of looked like an idiot.
In order to get to him, I have to make my way through each dungeon, of which there's 3.
Oh!
There's the first one, which is the easiest. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Oh!
Then there's the second one, which is the middle easiest.
Oh! Oh my god!
And then there's the third dungeon, which is the bottom easiest one.
Oh, okay, well one of the dogs got stuck on the wall. That's good for me, I guess. He's really just in there. He is in there. Oh, he's out.
Each dungeon gets less and less easy as you make your way through it. And at the end of every dungeon, I'll have to defeat a boss to continue on to the next dungeon. So beginning in the first dungeon, the easiest one, I fought a couple of ghoulies and yeah, I mean, it really wasn't hard. So eventually, with really no trouble at all, I found myself fighting the first boss of the DLC, Gazer.
Oh!
It's definitely the easiest boss in the DLC. All you have to really watch out for is the petrification move that'll turn you to stone. That shit sucks and it's super annoying. But aside from that, I mean, it's a pretty easy fight. There's not really a whole lot to say about it.
You're dead! Look at that eye gouger!
Dungeon 2, the middle easy one. It's definitely harder. In fact, it's so much harder that it made me realize I did not have very good gear for any of my vocations. So I was pretty much forced to use Sorcerer for this part of the game. I mean, yeah, I'm not complaining. Sorcerer is cool. You can shoot like laser beams out of your asshole and stuff. It's great. Wish I could do that. I'd conquer the world. The final boss at the end of Dungeon 2 is none other than Pope Benedict.
It's the Pope!
He's back, and he's also got his signature pet dragon that all popes are known to have. They raise that little guy from birth, or girl, and till death do them part, well, they die together, and then you get buried with your dragon. This is a dumb joke. With that being said though, he is still an old man. In fact, he's probably weaker because he's a skeleton. He's a really old skeleton now.
Look at that, the Inquisitor, the Spanish Inquisition. No one expects it.
Then after beating the Pope, I did a couple of BBI side quests in Granzas, and while doing these, I got to level 100.
Oh, 100!
Dungeon 3, the bottom easiest. The difficulty ramps up quite majorly in this one.
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew it!
Eventually, after getting absolutely brutalized by everything Dungeon 3 has to offer, I made it to the final boss of the DLC.
Hey, you're on the box art.
Damon, he's bloody not easy, mate. He's an alright boss, but he's not easy. Most of this game is kind of a pushover. Not Damon. He's the hardest part of this entire game.
I fucking hate this guy. He's such a dickhead. He's sucking me into the nether realm.
A lot of his moves would just drop me to critical health with a single hit. It also doesn't help that the pawns are dumb as bricks. There were so many times the AI just made the absolute worst decisions I've ever seen. Like absolute brain dead moronic shit.
Okay, it's fine. What the hell is this? No way is he calling in meteors, dude. No way is he calling in meteors. Okay, I think he stopped. No, he didn't!
Eventually, after enough pain and suffering, I did beat Damon and got the Conqueror.
Ah! Conqueror, look at that. I got scared.
I still had 2 more trophies in Bitterblack Isle, however. The next one I went for was True Conqueror. What's this for? Well, you see, beating Damon, it's not enough. Now I had to beat him a second time in his true form, which is 1,000,000 times harder than his first phase.
Ah, lovely!
So I had to fight through the entire DLC again, but now it's even harder because new, tougher enemies replace a lot of the older, shittier ones.
Oh my god, he's dead.
While making my way through the DLC again, I did get the trophy for getting 350 pieces of armor and gear. So, you know, there's that. Gotta mention that. I made my way back to Damon and I beat his first phase pretty quickly and easily. It was, you know, with the Mystic Knight and holy damage. Cheap as chips, mate. So I beat his first phase pretty quickly and, you know, it got me thinking, hey, second phase ain't gonna be that bad, is it? It's really bad. It's horrible. I was a clown. I'm a clown. I'm a fucking clown. I'm a circus clown. His moves do way more damage now. He flies now.
They fly now!
The fight is way harder. I've made that very clear, I feel, but it's a lot harder. And Damon was beating my ass, alright? My cute little butt. So I made the executive decision, starring Kurt Russell and famous Russian actor Steven Seagal, to flee. But you see, I didn't flee in cowardice. I mean, I did, but I fled because I wanted to make the fight really unfair. You see, there are these little items in Dragon's Dogma called periapts. You see, these little dogs act as a temporary buff. There are absolutely loads of them, but the two that mattered to me in this very moment were the Conqueror's Parry-App and the Demon's Parry-App. These two each buff your physical and magic damage by 20%, and they stack by 4. So popping 4 of these little stinkers, I just spat all over my computer, god damn it. So by popping 4 of these little stinkers, I would do double my physical and magical damage. So I made my way back over to Damon, used 4 of each, and I absolutely eviscerated his first phase. Gone. Blink and you'll miss it. But his second phase still walloped the absolute lug nuts at him. He took my nuts. Although it was much easier, and after a few more attempts, I beat Damon's true form and I got True Conqueror.
Holy shit, I'm doing so much damage. Look at that. Kill him, man. Get him, please. He's right there. Yes. Yeah.
And even as a little cherry on top, I also got Queen Collector for amassing a total fortune of 10 million doubloons. Okay, almost done with all the Bitterblack Isle stuff. The final trophy I needed in the DLC was Cheated Death. To get this, I had to defeat Death itself, the concept. Well, it's not really a concept, it's a fact. Death will randomly show up throughout Bitterblack Isle, only to be an absolute nuisance.
Yes.
I can't stand him!
This guy sucks. I hate him. I hate his guts. Put him in the toilet. Flush him down. Give him a swirly. Death will randomly show up, do like one move that will instantly kill you if you're not careful.
Oh, what?
Anyway, the idea behind this trophy is pretty simple. Kill Death, alright? Not that bad. But Death has a huge health pool. However, the most annoying thing about Death is that after you do enough damage, he pusses out. He leaves. He just goes through a wall and he leaves, and it's so annoying. So the cheese to defeat Death is to use Blast Arrow. I used the Strider Vocation and I popped a couple of Conqueror's Parry-Apps, and whenever he would spawn, which is really unreliable by the way, I would shoot as many blast arrows at him as I could. I did this a few times. I think I spent maybe 30 to 40 minutes doing this. It felt way longer, but it probably wasn't.
I'm a dog.
Of course, I did finally beat him and I got the trophy Cheated Death.
Yes! Oh, finally, man.
But hey, in good news, I was finally done with Bitterblack Isle after like 2.5 weeks devoted to this stuff. My goodness. I mean, like I said earlier, it's a pretty good DLC. I quite enjoyed it overall. Death stinks. I don't like them, alright? I don't like the gacha rolls either to get better gear. I think those are stupid.
I already have a bunch of these. I have 6 of those, man.
But the bosses are cool. I give it 2 thumbs up. Returning to Gransis, I was a new man. I had gone through hell and I was back. I was also way too powerful for the base game now. Look at how much damage I was doing to Gregory.
Alright, and he's dead. I am way too overpowered. Bitterblack Isle made me a god.
After defeating Grigori, a massive sinkhole opens up. I already said that. Why did I rewrite this? What? Why is this in the script again? After defeating Grigori, the sinkhole opens up again, as I mentioned. In this part of the game, there's like a bunch of bosses you can fight. One of those bosses is called the Dragon.
Hello. I am the Dragon.
The Dragon is very interesting because it's like an online boss, right? It's like a boss multiple people can fight in their own games. So you can have Joe Schmo from Lithuania fighting the boss, and the damage that Joe Schmo does will carry across into my game, and then the damage I do to the Dragon will carry across into his game, which is, it's a cool idea. Unfortunately, I have no patience, and after seeing how little damage I was doing to the Dragon, I didn't want to spend an hour fighting this guy, right? So instead of doing all that like some sort of primate, I changed my game to offline mode. What does this do? Well, it means I can still fight the Dragon, but it acts a lot more like a normal boss. It starts off with full health and I just have to kill it. There's no online functionality or anything to it. And since the only person who can damage it is me, the offline version of the Dragon has a much smaller, far more reasonable health pool. Overall, it wasn't very hard to get the trophy, so yeah.
Hey, the Messiah.
Now I only had about 6 trophies left. 3 of those I could get in this playthrough. The first trophy I began going for was 200 for reaching level 200. Shocker. After beating the Dragon, I was level 152. Doing some quick calculations, here's my working out. I needed 48 more levels. Scouring the interwebs as I often do, it seems as though the best way to level up quickly was to either grind out Death or Damon in Bitterblack Isle.
could shoot myself.
I really didn't want to fight those two again, so instead I figured the next best thing would be to just fight the Dragon. There's an item in the game called the Veteran Periapt that upon use doubles XP for a short amount of time. I completely forgot I had like 2 of these in storage until I was about a level 180, but after I started using those, it literally halved the amount of time it would have taken. Then of course, after killing the Dragon, I don't know how many times, I finally got 200.
Ah! Over 200. Look at that, finally. Oh my god, this is so boring.
So while I was grinding out the Dragon, I got kind of bored for a minute, and I want to take a quick break to get the Specialist for unlocking every skill for a single vocation. I should have gotten this ages ago, but whatever.
Yeah, I should have gotten that earlier.
And the Captain for hiring 75 pawns.
And there you go. Have a good one. Yeah, look at that. The Captain.
Once again, I fought the Seneschal, where plot twist, turns out Patrick Bateman and Ryan Gosling were there now.
That's me! What? Patrick Bateman! Holy cannoli. That shocked me. What? What a reveal.
That took me by surprise.
Here I come. Oh, here I come.
However, there was just one last thing I had to do before completing the game for a second time.
Bye-bye. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit, she's fucking dead. Holy shit, I just killed the kid. Holy shit, that's crazy. I can't believe I just did that. That's awesome.
Same deal as before. Whip out the Godbane blade, die, return to Cassidy's. This dude was my beloved, by the way. Whatever, okay, I don't know why. I got 2 trophies, and on to playthrough number 3. Fucking goddamn it. 3 goddamn months on this video.
The greatest feeling you can get in a gym, or the most satisfying feeling you can get in the gym, is the pump.
He is the one.
It's as satisfying to me as coming is, you know, as having sex with a woman and coming. I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym, I'm getting the feeling of coming at home, I'm getting the feeling of coming backstage when I pump up, when I pose out in front of 5,000 people, I get the same feeling. So I'm coming day and night. I mean, it's terrific, right?
The Sprinter was the last trophy I needed for the Platinum. To get it, I would have to complete the game in speedrun mode.
So confirmed Santa's #1 helper is a squirrel. I would really prefer if you would be quiet.
As I said in the beginning of the video, there isn't a time constraint for speedrun mode. All you have to do is complete the game in this mode. However, being the fool I am, once again, I did not read the instructions.
This doesn't make any sense.
In speedrun mode, the game doesn't save at any point, which means you have to do it all in one sitting, which means I can't die, I can't quit out to the main menu, or else, you know, that's it. I gotta redo it all again. No, I don't want to do that because it's shit. During this time, I had decided to rewatch all of the Matrix movies, including Resurrections, because I hadn't seen it yet, alright? But after I was about 40 minutes into my speedrun, I decided to call it a night and watch the hit 2003 film, The Matrix Reloaded. However, this is when I discovered that I could not quit out and save the game.
Wait, I have to do this all in one sitting. Oh, no, I didn't realize I had to do it all in one sitting. Dude, it's like 10. I want to watch The Matrix 2.
I had to watch The Matrix Reloaded, but I also needed to sleep at some point. So, this run, incidentally, did become a race against time. A race against... a race against my circadian rhythm. Could I beat Dragon's Dogma before I got too sleepy to watch The Matrix Reloaded? Stick around, find out. For my 3rd playthrough, I made my character look like that of a young Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm talking Pump and Iron, I'm talking Hercules in New York, that, you know, era and time. So I figured out my Arisen pretty quickly. But who should I make my pawn? Another famous Arnold character like the Terminator or The Last Action Hero? Super underrated movie, by the way. That's a classic, that's a great movie. Terrible reviews, great movie. Don't know why it was dunked on so much. Great movie. It's not like high art, but it's a good movie, alright? Perhaps, you know, Sarah Connor. James Cameron, he's too busy at the bottom of the ocean. Or that maid he cheated on his wife with. But then I questioned myself. What does Arnold love the most? His kids? Maybe. America? Absolutely. But then it came to me. I woke one night in a fright, my bedroom door slightly ajar. At the end of my bed, there it was. A Gold's Gym membership. Then I realized the thing Arnold loves more than anything is the pump.
Oh god, he's so horrible.
God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
Upon starting the game, I immediately got killed by the dragon because it's a scripted loss, so it's like, why bother fighting it? I chose mage as my starting vocation so that way I could kick the ox to speed it up and then heal it.
Kick the ox. Oh, the pump.
I fought the Cyclops, then the Hydra.
Oh, the pump. Oh, he's on it. Yeah, let's go pump.
Traveled to Grand Siren, then I began the Worm Hunt quests. You're given 4 of these, but you only have to complete 2 of them. So first up was the Cypher, because all I had to do was just talk to this crinkly old fart, and you know, that's it. Next, I did a Fortress Besieged, because it also doesn't really take that long. All I had to do was just fight a bunch of goblins and a few Cyclopses. I pick up the quests, Griffin's Bane, and the other one, I don't remember what it's called. You know, the Fawn of War. Trials and Tribulations, that's what it's called.
This chicanery?
I slept for a week to progress time. Fawneville was found guilty and his head is stuck on the castle walls.
This one's your father. This one here.
Then I went bird hunting with the boys. Since I was level 200 and I had pretty good gear, the griffin died pretty much as soon as it landed.
Fucking look at that. We're gonna fucking kill it instantly. Yeah, look at that.
I went back to Aldous, turned in the quest and got 2 more. I still had the Worm King's ring, so I made a forgery of that and I gave that to Aldous, skipping that entire quest once again. Then I went to do Pride Before a Fall. I killed Julian, then I left Mercedes to be all sad because I am a gentleman. I fought the big chicken in town, then I headed to the Great Wall where I met Matt and Damon. Good joke, good reference, everyone's gonna get that. I fought some cultists, you know how it is. Grigori challenged me to a fight to which I humbly accept. Traveling to the Tainted Mountain, I had just passed the 1 hour mark.
I'm an hour in and I'm already in the tainted. I've been playing for an hour and I'm into Tainted. 1 hour, Tainted Mountain.
Fighting through all the ghoulies and ghastlies, I was face to face with Greg. And finally, after 3 playthroughs, I had managed to convince Mercedes to talk to me.
Who is it? Yes!
I killed the dragon once again.
There it is. No! Oh, bitch! What?
Wasn't hard at all, super easy.
We get him? We got him. He's dead? Oh, he died.
The stink hole opens up and of course I crawled in. After killing the dragon, who knows how many times my second playthrough, I had hundreds of wake stones, which is way more than the 20 I needed to progress. So immediately I opened the portal. I went through the whole song and dance of fighting the Seneschal a few times. I thought it was going to be Frank, but it turns out it was just the normal boring guy from the tutorial. As Seneschal, I tried to hunt down Simone again, but she was nowhere to be found, probably because of that stuff with her dad. So I kidnapped this random woman as sacrifice instead.
Go gadget chopper.
Then I stabbed myself in the chest and that was it. First, the sprinter pop, followed by the true Arisen.
Oh, the true Arisen.
But I have some bad news. Overall, it took me a bit over an hour and a half, which meant it was about 12 AM. The Matrix Reloaded has a runtime of 2 hours and 8 minutes. 18 minutes, I mean, fuck. So I didn't end up watching The Matrix Reloaded. I watched it the next night. I didn't love going for the platinum. It wasn't like incredible. I didn't hate it. It wasn't like an awful platinum or anything. It was just kind of like, it was fine. I'll probably do, I'll definitely do Dragon's Dogma 2 sometime because I do want to play that game really desperately and badly. But it's just, you know, when it came out, it was like, oh, I'm super excited to play this game. And then it came out and it was like, from everything I've heard, it's just the first game again, but just looks nicer and runs much worse. Yeah, it's going to be a while until I do Dragon's Dogma 2 because I'm just a bit tired of it really, and I just don't want to go directly into the second game because that's also going to take forever to do. So I don't know when I'll do it, but I'll do it eventually. But anyway, the next game I'll be doing will be Alan Wake 2.
Get the holy cannoli! Scared the dickens out of me.
Hopefully that won't take that long. Then after Alan Wake 2, I'll finally begin the Metal Gear Solid games. Well, I've been wanting to play them for ages, but I've just been like doing other games. So I'll do Metal Gear Solid 1. That'll be after Alan Wake 2. And then after Metal Gear Solid 1, I'll do another game. I'm not exactly sure what, but I'll do something. Then I'll do Metal Gear Solid 2. And then I'll do another game. And then I'll do Metal Gear Solid 3. I don't know what I'll do after that, but I'll do something. So don't worry. If I disappear for months at a time, I'm probably not dead. If I'm gone for like 6 months, then I'm probably dead. But if I'm gone for like 3, maybe 4. If I'm going for 4, I'm probably dead as well. But if I'm going for 3, I'm probably just working on a video still. Well, I procrastinate a lot, to be fair. It's not because I'm like working I am trying to work every second of every day, but I'm also just like fucking lazy. You know, it is what it is. I try not to be, but oh well. Alright, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And now I must leave. My planet needs me. That's a UFO sound effect, me getting sucked off. Sucked out. Whatever. Bye.